insert into the database. CD server and node API.js. So server start. And make sure that services it is running. Yeah. So MongoDB service is running. Make sure that this server is running. Okay. And let's go to our, this API is running. Let's go to the project. And in the project, we created a login. In this register form, start, user can register, and after registration successful, it will go to the login page. This is register. We have this registration form. Yeah. Once the registration completed, so suppose Sam_admin, that is the username. Password is some Sam123 and email sam@gmail.com. Mobile +91 98765432111, like this. And click on register. Then it will say registered successful and it will take us to the login page. We need to design this login page. In the login page, user must able to provide the credentials, and if the credentials are correct, it will automatically navigate to other page. If wrong, then it will show error. It will display the error. So this login details, it must verify. These login details, it must verify by using, it must verify these login details by using the API. Let's go to the API. In the API, we have a method called getUsers. This getUsers will get all the users. Let's test it separately. http://127.0.0.1:8080/getUsers. And it should get all the users. In this users, it is an array. You can observe in this users, we have username and we have password. We need to verify this username and password. And if username and password are correct, matching, then give access. Otherwise, say invalid. So what I will do is, I will create a login page now. Let's go to the login screen. Here we will create a login page. Okay, let's design the login page. Doc type HTML head and title login. And we will create a link relation is equal to style sheet. href is equal to, it is from node modules, bootstrap, dist css bootstrap.css. Now here we are defining script source is equal to node modules and jQuery dist jQuery.js. We are using that jQuery script also. And in the body section, so we will create a login screen. So container fluid and div, so class dflex, display flex, and we have justify content center, align items center, and we will create a div here, and we will keep the heading as user login, and we will just put a data list with the data term username, and here we need a text box. Input type is equal to text. And ID, I will define as txt username or simply username. So username, txt username, because already that is there. Txt name and the class form control. Okay. And another data term, password, and the data definition. So input type is equal to text and the ID is equal to txt pwd, and the class is form control. Let's keep this text as password, input type as password. Okay. And below that, we will keep a button. So login. And here we have a ID as btn login. Okay. And let's keep the class as btn and btn primary. And for this, I give an style with suppose 300 pixels. This is the login screen available. That is the login screen designed here. So I will keep this button in a div and class as the grid. Okay, and the button. This is the login button available. Now when user enters the user ID and password, it should verify from database. It should check whether it is available inside this users or not. Then on login click, we have to handle the request. So that means now we need to define in this way. Below this button, below the button, so I'm just adding a header, or just outside it, we will keep another div. So class margin top 2. And here we keep a heading 2. So ID as MSG. Okay. Now what we want here is, so we need to display the message and show that on login button click. So we need to write a jQuery function script. We need to write a jQuery function. In this, we have to write btn login click. On btn login click, a callback function. It should access the data by using AJAX. We will access it. http://127.0.0.1:8080. So /get users. That is the request. You can write in a shorthand technique. I already showed you this is shorthand technique. Or actually what we can do, we can define the functionality like this. So we can define here URL. The URL is this. And we have method. Method is get. Get is the method. We have success. Success uses a callback function. By using this callback function, we will get the response data. So we will get the response data. So that means whatever data comes, it will come here. The data will come. This data actually temporarily I'm using console.log data. Just temporarily I'm trying to print that data. Let's check that and see here. What I am doing here is I'm going to inspect. So refresh here. Yeah, refresh here. I'm going to inspect and let's go to the console. On login click, it gets that user's information. Now I need to verify. That means user's information is correctly coming. If user's information is correctly coming, I need to verify. Here I am writing, so $each collection is data. And we use a callback function. This function gets key and value. And here we need to verify if value dot username is a property. If it is matching with the username you entered, you can collect the username. How to collect the username? Directly you can access hash txt name.val. If it is matching with that username and double ampersand, so value dot password is matching with that. So dollar here hash txt password dot value. If username and password both are matching, then what should happen? If both are matching, then location dot href is equal to, it should take me to the shopping website homepage. Suppose I have a shopping page. It should take me to that shopping page. Shopping.html page. It should take to the shopping.html page. So here I will use shopping.html. It will navigate to that page. And if it is not matching with the username you entered, then it should access that hash msg.html. It should display. This is msg.html. Here it should display in the heading. It should display as invalid credentials. This message should come. And I will keep this with the class as text danger. Okay. That here some more points are there we will discuss here. Now see, now user have to log in here. And I am entering the username and password. You see the username and password. Suppose any user, suppose we go with Sanjay_NIT. Type that username, Sanjay_NIT. Some password I typed credentials. That means wrong credentials entered. Suppose the password is Sanjay@12. That is the password for that person. So Sanjay@12 and login. So it should take me to that. But previously it showed invalid credentials. After showing invalid credentials, it stopped there. So it should come out of that. So that means you see, I'm writing Sanjay_NIT and Sanjay@12, and that is the password whether that username and password are correctly coming or not. So here exactly how it is in the database. Properties are very important to configure. So that means I'm using value.password and value.username. Okay, property name is correct now. Let's refresh this and see. So that is, so Sanjay_NIT and password is Sanjay@12 and click login. Then it should go to the API page. That means the shopping.html. And in that shopping.html, it need to get the information and display. That means if there is information, it will get that information and display. But it is redirecting to that shopping page. Now, actually, if password is something wrong, then it says invalid credentials. If password is correct, that means any user among these can log in. Suppose David1 is the user and password is David123. So here David1 is the user. David123, that is the password. Then it will access that shopping page. It will get the shopping page and it will display that shopping page. So it is going to access that information and display. It is going to fetch that information and display. But actually, this requires another API. We have to make sure that that API is also running in the background. If that API is also running, then it will able to access it. For example, you see, I'm defining here, I'm configuring here, CD server and node some server.js. It is which page we are having. So we have server.js. In that we have categories information, products information. We are accessing the categories and products information and displaying that. Category, products, all that information we are accessing and displaying. So that means you see it is already running on another port number. I will give this as some other port number, then it will be there. So initially our intention is to verify the credentials and check the credentials whether they are matching with that or not. So for example, see now, let's open the process complete and see. First, what happens when anybody opens this page? Let's go to the register page. So we go to the register page and run this register form. This is registration form. This is registration form. Here we have the registration form. So for example, in this registration form, so let's go to register design. In the registration form below, I will keep another div and class as margin top 2. And here I keep an anchor. So already have account. So then login. That means here I will give, so href is equal to login.html. That's the design we are creating here. That means have account, login. If you already have account, login. And a login, it will get to the login page. I am creating, let's go to the login page. In the login design, here I am creating below that. So here I am displaying another div. So class some margin top. So margin top as 2. And here we are displaying anchor href is equal to register.html. So here we say new user, then register. That message should come. Now when user clicks new user, the registration form will come. If you have already account, then login will come. Now if you registered with a new details, I'm entering new details. Some Kiran_Rao. And I am entering password Kiran@11. Email. So I defined email as suppose some Kiran@hotmail.com. Okay. And mobile, so +919988776622 something. And click on register. So the password here, what you entered. So that means I entered the password. So here I am entering the password Kiran@11. So and click on register and registered successful. Then automatically it will take us to the login screen. In the login screen, we can log in with that Kiran details because it is now stored in the database. So I entered Kiran_Rao and I entered some wrong password. Then it says invalid credentials. Correct password is Kiran@11, so 11, and it has to get me to the shopping page. So everything is working fine. So we created a registration form and a login screen. Through the registration form, user can register the details. And through the login form, he can log in and he can access that website. Actually, this entire concept, we have to build like a website. That means everything we have to keep in one location. We will have login, we will have registration. We need to create like an application. So front end, whenever anybody opens our website, directly homepage will come. In the homepage, we have registration, login. User clicks login. Then he can verify the credentials and get the details and go. This application environment we have to create in the front end. With jQuery, we designed just some pages. One page is a registration form, another page is login form. We just created these two. But we need to build a complete application in the front end. Complete application means now we need to design in the front end. So whenever anybody opens our website, http:// so some local host, so colon some 8080 or something like /shopping. Anybody opens our website, then immediately we need a index page here. That means we need to display index page. In this index page, we will provide some options like new user, register, existing user, login. And when user clicks new user, then registration form will come. Login, then login will come. And if login is successful, it will give access to next page. If not successful, it will stay in that page. It will display. This is basically how we need to create a complete client-side environment. We have to create a complete client-side environment. We need to create a complete client-side application. We need to design one application environment. We will see how to design such applications client-side. That means actually traditional web applications, user will navigate from one page to another page. Now we need to build a single page application. We need to build a single page application. We need to build a single page application. Single page application. What is the advantage of this single page application? User will stay on one page and he will get access to everything onto that page. Currently, we used JavaScript, jQuery. We used jQuery. In real-time projects, now people are using technologies like React, and they are using technologies like Angular to build this front end. That means now we are not using much jQuery. We are using React and Angular, and we are building a complete front-end application. So we have to learn how to create a front-end application with React. So what is the concept and how it works, and how it is done with Angular also. So in this session, we will discuss the React modules now. Means what is React, how React is used in the front end for building application. What is difference between jQuery and React? These points we are going to understand. So TypeScript you will learn in Angular. While learning Angular, you will learn TypeScript, right? Here we are going to use React with JavaScript. We are going to deal with React with JavaScript. TypeScript you will learn with Angular. When you are learning Angular, you will learn with the Angular. So here, now this example you need to try. I will give you this complete example what we have done. Observe carefully what we have done in this example. I will give you a simple authentication example. This is authentication example. In this authentication example, what are the important steps so that you can build end-to-end application? In this authentication example, first step, what you have to do is go to MongoDB database, MongoDB, switch to shopping DB. Shopping DB is the database. Switch to the database. Database is shopping DB. Shopping DB is the database. In that, you have to create a new collection. new collection. Collection means you have to create a new collection. Collection means table. You have to create a new collection. So the collection name is TBL users. So TBL users. You have to create a collection called TBL users. In that TBL users, so what you have to do is add records, means add documents. Documents are nothing but records. Add records, add documents into the table. Here table is collection. Add documents into collection, that is table. How to add? Already we know the technique. So this is the command we have to use. I will give you that simple command: tbl users dot insert many. We use insert many. By using that insert many, roughly I will give you this list. That is localhost and 8080/get users. This is the list. Some users information you need to add. This is rough. Only 2 users information is enough. Others you can register actually. So add that users information here. Okay. Add that users information here. Okay. This is one user and another user. 2 users information is here. Okay. We are adding that users information. That is already we know how to insert the records into the database. Just temporarily we are adding 2 users information there. Okay. So that is the users information is added. Okay. That is the user available. So we configured the user information and defined. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so we need to create this table and records. Everything is ready. So database is ready. Let's keep this a separate heading. Let's make this first database. This is database. Database is ready. After database is ready, server side API. Now what you have to do? Database table is ready. Now server side API, what you have to do is go to your backend application. Already we created a backend application. Add a install following packages. What are the packages we need to install? So you remember those packages. We have to install npm install MongoDB. That is one package, save. And next, npm install express. So save. Already, if you have installed, no need, right? And we need another option, npm install CORS. CORS is also required, save. These are the initial packages that you need. So we have MongoDB, Express, and CORS. These are the packages required. After that, you need to create a file, add a new JavaScript file by name. So we are giving the JavaScript file by name. So api.js. In this api.js, you have to write all the logic. In this api.js, we need to define the logic. We need to configure the logic. So this is api.js. We need to define the logic. So let's see the logic here, how you configure the logic api.js. So for this, let's go to api.js, and this is the logic. I will copy this entire logic, and we need to configure all this here. So this is the logic for api.js. This is a logic for api.js. Okay. This is all you have to import and configure and define. We have to import these three. So that is Express, Mongo client, CORS, and we have to create the API for handling request. We need to create the API for handling the request. This is all the code you have to write inside it. Now, after that, now what we have to do, after doing this, you can go to, so the next front end application. Now we will go to your HTML web application. So that is your front end web application, where you have already jQuery, Bootstrap, everything installed. Here we need to add a following pages. We need to add following pages. One page we need register.html. Another we need login.html. We need these two pages. Now here we are configuring register.html. And in register.html, we have to define register.html we need to configure. So what to specify in this register.html means how do we define inside this register.html. So this is the code I given. In register.html, this is the code I given. This is the code we have written. That is all the HTML code. And login.html. In login.html, this is the code written. So this is the code written for login.html. So this is all the code for login.html. This is the application. Now from database, you have server-side application, and there we created the API, and we have front end, these pages configured. Now all this we can combine into one application. All this we can combine into one application, and we can configure as a single application that we can do with the help of Angular and React. We can build a complete end-to-end application now. That means from one location, everything is possible. But for that application also, backend API is mandatory. Creating API, configuring API is mandatory. Only the point is extra. So the front end will be more better in interface. We can create more better interface by using the front end. So that we can do with the help of the integration of these libraries, right? Initially, this is the complete end-to-end application you have to try. That means now you start with your registration form. You start with the registration form. When you start with your registration form, it will be like this. Open the registration form. It will be like this. You can register, and if you already have an account, can click on login. You enter your credentials here, and credentials like David 1 and some wrong you entered, invalid. So David 1, so correct. Then it has to some user is David 123 password. So David 123 password. Then it will give you the credential. This is the complete example. You have seen how it works. We can create welcome page. In the welcome now, for that we will use in the front end some more additional tools and we can manage that. We can manage. So this is basic, a simple end-to-end authentication example. This I will give you in the notes. You need to practice this authentication example. I will save this authentication example. This is end-to-end authentication example, end-to-end authentication example. That means here we have database, server side, front end, all the three. We created a registration form and login form. Login can be, see, when you are designing, it depends on your requirement, how you write. For example, when I'm creating a registration form, you password, confirm password also must be there. Password and confirm password also must be there. So your wish, you can add it extra. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that in the database. You can just write here and we can verify. While registration, we can verify that. Generally, what we can do is we have to write some extra field. For example, here we are writing another data term. So confirm password, because you cannot allow user to just enter password one time and verify. So here we are giving input type is equal to password and ID I given as confirm password. Confirm password. Class is form control. Now here we are defining another data definition. So ID as LBL confirm. LBL confirm. Okay. Now actually we added one more extra field, confirm password. Now when user enters this confirm password, it should match with the password they are entering. While typing itself, it should verify. Whatever the password they enter, it should verify, is it matching or not? If it is matching, that is fine. If it is not matching, it should show message saying that it is not a valid password. So we need to manage that. We need to handle that. Then how we can configure this, how we can handle this. So let's see, means how to handle and how you configure this. So for that, actually, you have to use your general HTML, JavaScript knowledge now. The jQuery knowledge here. Let's see. Suppose while typing confirm password, I have to verify the value coming from the password and check with this here. So I should do that while typing it. So then here I will write a function. So here we are writing a function. So $, that is that ID is here. The text box is confirm password. Confirm password. And this confirm password, directly we have key up. Key up means while every character is typed, it should verify. So every character it should verify. That means here we are defining so function and what is the function? So this function should verify the value. That means we need to write a condition. If we need to write a condition, first you can collect the values. One value is password, and this we can get from hash txt pwd dot value, that is password value, and where confirm password is coming from hash txt confirm dot value. We need to verify both of them. If password, so confirm password is matching with, is equal to password. If it is equal to password, that means it is verified correctly. If it is matching with, if it is verified correctly. So if it is not matching with, so that means if it is not equal, then it should display the option. That means I should display here hash and the ID, I want to display the message LBL confirm. LBL confirm .html, I need to display verified. That message should come. So that means verified successfully. This message should come. Else, what should happen? If it is not matching, then hash, so LBL confirm .html, it should say invalid password. It should display invalid password. This option should come. We need to configure and we need to define that here. Now, once we check this here, this should happen while typing. Suppose you entered the username, some name, and say, so some NIT, and some password, so Hari at 1122. Confirm password, we are entering some password. And when you are typing the password, it should verify. Now, while typing itself, it should verify that. While typing itself, it should verify. Suppose you say password is this, and here it is to verify. Here it is unable to verify because here some functions here problem is, you see, $txt confirm have a problem. Where is that? Hash txt confirm. Okay, let's so we have to collect the value from there. Okay, now I am verifying this here. Password is, so some name underscore NID. So here he said this is showing directly verified successfully, but it should not display that. It should show some error if it is not matching with that. That means because the password we entered here and the password we are typing here is not matching. So we need to check whether it is matching or not and display. Here comes very important option. Here equal is verifying. Confirm password is verifying with password. But actually equal indicates, so that means both are equal. But this equal is to compare every character separately after we finished it. Before finishing it, it is verifying. Now in JavaScript string functions, how to use a string function to verify the value entered is matching with the another value provided or not, and display a message accordingly. That is important. In JavaScript string functions, we learned about some string functions. You remembered we learned about a function called match. Remember the string function? We have a string function called match, right? What is the purpose of string function match? What is the purpose of that string function match? What is the purpose of that match method? Generally, the match method purpose is, for which purpose it is used? It is used to compare with regular expression, not two strings. It is used to handle regular expression. So in string functions, to compare two strings, the values, or once you finish to compare two strings, generally what you have to do is you have to use a string function called local compare. Local compare is a string function. This string function will compare two strings. After comparing two strings, it will return -1 if both are not matching. It will return -1 if both are not matching. So that means if both are matching, that means both strings are matching, then it will return 1 or 0. That means it will return 1 or 0. Actually, it will return 1 or 0 if it is matching. So 1 will return before matching, 0 will return after matching actually. So after matching, -1 means it is not matching. That means now the correct way of verifying two strings and check those two strings. That means if it is matching, then it will display 0. Actually 0 is to match correctly. If it is not matching, then it will return -1. Then this is not right way of comparing two strings. Not the right way of comparing two strings. This is actually used to verify two values which are already present. But while typing itself, we have to compare. So see now, I am using one more point here. I am writing like this. That means, so string 1, that means password. Password must have local compare. So local compare with which string? So it should compare with confirm password. After comparing, if it is returning -1, that means if it is returning like -1, if it is equal to -1, that means it is not matching. If it is not matching, then what we want to do is, we want to display the message like invalid password. If it is matching, then it should display verified successfully. These two things it should display. That means whether it is matching or not, we need to do. But still, some important points you need to know here. See, this is password and confirm password. We said Hari, some NIT, and password is some Hari 11. And here we are typing. You see here, local compare is undefined. Actually, here I am typing here. So Hari 11. So it is unable to use this local compare. But actually, local compare is a JavaScript function available. Local compare, spelling is same, no problem in that spelling. So the spelling is same, the values are same, everything is same. So generally in JavaScript, this is a technique how we compare. But here, when you are comparing two strings, some problems will come, especially in JavaScript, jQuery based environment, you will get some issues. Because it says that it is undefined. Undefined means actually it is saying that there is no value available because you are verifying on keyup. For example, we will verify on blur. That means once they finished typing, we are verifying. So here I am using Hari, NIT, and password. So that is Hari. And confirm password, I am typing here. So on blur, it will display that message. You see, it is saying that on blur, it is unable to find it. Even the value is correct, it is unable to find. In JavaScript, this is possible. But in jQuery functions, it is unable to handle this comparison. That means the value entered is unable to compare. In JavaScript, it will do that. For example, I will show you. That means if you are writing the same program, then we have to do that in the JavaScript. I will add one more simple demo.html. Just roughly, script here, we have var a is equal to some sample text or say admin, okay? And var b is equal to suppose admin. These two are defined. And here we are using document dot, so right, we are printing the value. That means we are checking here, we are defining, so a dot local compare. Local compare with which string you need to define that string is, it is with B. It is local compared with B. And I run this here, it returns 0. That's working fine. That means there is no problem in your function. The function is correct only. If this is not matching, if it is admin 11, admin11, then usually it should return the message -1. Now, usually what we do is we have to verify that. For example, we are verifying a dot local compare with B and is equal to -1. It is returning -1. Then document dot write. So mismatch. That means password mismatch. Else document dot write. We say document dot write. So it matched. So matched. So that is the message we are displaying. Then usually it should display mismatch. If it is working here, admin, then you see it is saying that matched. That is very simple actually. That means this is on the logic we are defining here. In our registration form also, we are configuring the same logic here. If password is a string, it is collecting the value from txt password.value. So this is actually the password.value, we have to get it. Now let's get the value of the password here correctly. What is the password value? So password.value. And confirm password, we are having this confirm password.value. So we are having confirm password.value. Confirm password.value. These are the values collected from 2 text boxes. And we are verifying them. We are configuring and verifying. If it is -1, it should display that. So now I will run this here in the registration form. And here we are displaying. So Hari _NIT. And here we are defining password. So some password. And here we are writing another. And you see verified successful. If anything went wrong, it should display error message. Now again, error message is not displayed here. You see, I am typing here, Hari. And here I am writing wrong password. Actually, this is a wrong password. Then it says verified successfully. Because the condition that you have written, if it is -1, then it should display that. And this will be displayed if it is matching. If it is matching, it will display. If it is not matching, it should display invalid. It is unable to show this because we have some issues in local comparisons. So in the advanced versions, generally from ES7 onwards, we have to use some new methods of verifying and configuring the strings. In older versions, we need to do in this way. This is okay. This is working fine. But in JavaScript, this is okay. When we go to jQuery, these methods require some more conditions to handle. What are those conditions and how we can handle the conditions, we will see now. So now what we will do is, we will create this same registration form. So the same registration form, in this, we will add all the validations now. With advanced features, we will create a validation form. With all advanced features, we will create a validation form. That means how to verify username, password, confirm password, email, mobile. If there are any errors, it should not be able to register. If everything is successful, then it should be able to register. That one validation we will add here. That we will see in our next session. Tomorrow we will discuss about that. Okay. In tomorrow's session, we will finish this validation. And then we can start working with React now. So tomorrow onwards, we will start what is React and how to build a single page application with React. What is React, purpose of React, and how to handle them. These points we will discuss in our next session. Okay. Tomorrow we will continue with this. Tomorrow first we will finish this with validations. Then we will go into the next level. In React, I will show you how to handle the same validations in a simple way. There are so many simple techniques we will learn. That next session we will discuss. Okay. Tomorrow we will continue with this. Right.